You're listening to How to 20-something, the best podcast that helps both men and women navigate their 20s and learn how to adult across all aspects of their lives. We're going to focus on career, relationships, finances, fitness, nutrition, and all of the common challenges and obstacles a typical 20-something will face in this post-college life. I'm your host, Jess Diamond, and I am the CEO and founder of Jess Diamond Coaching, where I help young professionals get their shit together, gain their confidence, and own their life. No one prepares you for this adulting world, so allow me to help you feel like you are no longer a chicken running around with its head cut off, and that you actually know what the hell is going on and what your next step to take is. Welcome to How to 20-something.
Welcome back to another episode of How to 20-something, where today's episode is on coaching and signs it's time for you to work with a coach. And that coach doesn't even have to be me. So don't worry, this isn't an episode solely dedicated to me advertising my program and the work I do with my clients, although I will be walking you through my Own Your Life system and who it's for. This episode is really designed to help you determine for yourself if it's time for you to seek out certain services based on what you need help with. I did an episode a while back with someone who helped distinguish the difference between therapy and coaching. It was episode 57 if you want to go back and listen to it. So consider this one a highlight of what coaching is and what it's truly designed to do, and all of the different types of coaches that exist out there. But very quickly, as a refresher as to what therapy is versus coaching, in case you don't want to go back to episode 57, although it does go into a lot more depth, therapy takes you from your past to your present. It's largely about healing and processing what happened in your past so you can move forward, whether it's with a big T or little t trauma, or not, something completely unrelated that you want to work through. Coaching takes you from your present to the future. It's where you are right now and where you want to go. And you don't have to be a complete disaster or failing at life or totally falling apart to seek out either sources of support. Coaching is for anyone who feels stuck, lost, confused, or wants more for themselves but might not know what that is or are too afraid to go after it. So now that you've been refreshed and know the difference and the purpose behind coaching versus therapy, let's shift into signs you can look for in yourself that are clear indicators it's time for you to work with a coach, which I've kind of hinted at a couple already. But the first sign is that you keep setting the same goals and nothing changes. As in, you're not achieving those outcomes and don't know what to do differently or can't bring yourself to change your existing ways so that you are successful. For example, if you said you were going to get your finances in order and are still living paycheck to paycheck, regardless of the cost of living, or that you were going to start working out, but every day you come home from work, you find yourself plopped on your couch. You say you want a full-time job or a new job, but scroll Indeed for 5 minutes and call it a day. Or how about you want a better relationship, but can't bring yourself to have hard conversations when someone upsets you? Or you want to leave your full-time job to pursue a business, but keep pushing it back as more of a fever dream. So here you are, saying you want these different things, and another 6 months goes by, and you're still in the exact same position. It's not because you're bad at setting goals or following through, it's because you don't have the right systems in place or someone to help walk you through your own blind spots and obstacles, which is where a coach comes into play. The second sign you can look out for in yourself is when you know what you should be doing but aren't doing it. You know how to find a new job in a very successful way. You know how to have a hard conversation. You know where you're overspending and can cut back. You know what to do in the gym. But when it comes time to act, you are met with your own resistance. That something in your brain and in your body is screaming at you to stop. Whether it's the fear of success, fear of failure, fear of rejection, or any other fear that comes your way, all stemming from the lovely fear of the unknown. Your brain can't compute what will happen as a result of you seeking out these new things that you know will help you. And instead of filling in the blank spots with all the wonderful doors it'll open up for you, it thinks the unknown is going to lead to imminent death. A coach helps you work through those fears and that resistance so you actually execute the steps you know you need to take in very doable and digestible ways. Your third sign you can look out for is when you feel stuck, but can't really explain why or can't get yourself unstuck. This is usually when everything looks fine on paper. You have a good job, healthy relationship, solid friend group, but something still feels off and you're yearning for something more or different, but you might not have an idea as to what that is. That feeling typically stems from you living a life outlined for you and not one you truly want for yourself. Coaches can help pull out what's missing so you no longer feel that way and then help you take those steps to get you unstuck. Sign number 4 is if you're going through a big transition and are trying to navigate the discomfort of this newness and change all alone, like graduating college, starting a new job, moving to a new city, ending a relationship, starting a business. A coach will guide you through the messiness of the in-between and help you get to your next destination. And the 5th sign that tells you it's time to seek out some coaching help is when you keep venting to your friends about the same problem for months. Or if you're a female and you have the same mental breakdown right before your period begins. Your friends are not equipped to help you. They're good sources of support, but when it comes time to accountability, they're going to forget. And they'll most likely tell you what you want to hear and not what you need to hear. And then also not be able to help you do something about it or hold you accountable to following through. As for the period breakdowns, it's kind of like how drunk words are sober thoughts. Your period breakdowns are the biggest tell-all to what's not working in your life, and you're at your mentally weakest part of the cycle to keep hiding it or shoving it down or ignoring it. So basically, sign number 5 is for when the venting topic or breakdown topic keeps repeating itself and you don't know how to stop that repetitive cycle. Full transparency, my period mental breakdowns that happen almost every month is either around friendships or my business. For friendships, it's because I just still don't feel like I have a good grasp on my inner circle, and it always creeps up on me a few days before my period. All the other days, I'm fine. Totally fine. I'm coasting. And then bam, it smacks me across the face and I'm a disaster. Knowing that this is an area of my life I'm still very much working through post 2 best friend breakups in a 2-year time frame. So, that was my vulnerability for you for today. But now that you have the 5 primary signs, it's time to work with a coach, because there are definitely more than just those. Let's talk about some of the different types of coaches out there. Because let me tell you, there is a coach for literally everything. There are business coaches specific to solopreneurs, to writers, to Fortune 500 companies, to top-level CEOs. There are nutrition coaches, coaches for women in menopause, coaches for people taking GLP-1s, career coaches that can also be industry-specific, empty nester coaches, generational specific coaches like how I'm a 20-something coach. There are organizational coaches, coaches for moms of toddlers, relationship coaches, breakup coaches, friendship coaches, coaches for amputees, coaches for cancer and cancer recovery. You get the picture. If you need a coach for your unique needs, there is definitely one that exists out there. Knowing which type of coach is for you is going to be kind of topic or expertise specific. And then from there, personality specific. Do you like their vibe and does it match yours? Can you see yourself in them, or do you really believe they understand you? And more importantly, can help you. If you don't know where to find a coach that is for you, that isn't me, since you are listening to my podcast right now, know that that's totally okay. But I still want you to reach out to me, because I can most likely point you in the right direction. I know a lot of different coaches doing a lot of different things and would happily connect you to the right person. And don't feel pressured that the first coach you talk to has to be yours. Feel free to shop around until you find what you're looking for. And don't be afraid to ask them questions too. A good coach, who actually cares about their clients, is going to want to schedule a call to get to know you first, before even deciding to step into a partnership or not. And that's where you can ask about their story. Why do they want to help people like you? How they're going to help people like you? I mean, I can really only speak to what my coach has taught me and how I run my business. But when you go to click the Let's Chat button in the show notes that I talk about all the time, it's going to direct you to my calendar for you to schedule a 1-hour Road to Success call. And there is a message with booking that says there will be a form for you to fill out so that I have some kind of idea as to what's going on with you. And then I also say, this is one of 2 potential calls. The form has like 5 questions on it that say something like, why is now the time to work with a coach? But that first call is solely to get to know you better and see if we are a good fit for coaching. It's what I call a no pressure, no strings attached call. The only decision you have to make on that call is if you want to schedule a follow-up, one, to talk more about working together. And that's where I walk you through my Own Your Life system that is rooted in the work I do with my clients. It's also on this call where I talk about what you get with coaching with me and the cost of the investment, which I will walk you through my system in a second. But that first call consists of me asking a bunch of questions, coaching you a little based on how the conversation goes, and then leaving time at the end for you to ask me any questions. It's only fair. I just asked you a bunch about yourself. Now, my system is unique to me and my coaching practice because it's something I designed and refined as I worked with more and more 20-somethings, and I'm also shifting it to include people who want to leave their 9-to-5. It's called Own Your Life, and it is rooted in 6 pillars, which are create, consistency, control, connect, communicate, and confidence. Create is creating your goals, which is what do you want to set out on accomplishing? Why is achieving these things important? And what is the bigger picture beyond the goals? A lot of people create dreams, not goals. Goals feel possible, are within reach with a little bit of a stretch. Dreams are too far away to grasp as your own, and then you're not taking any action towards them. Then it's consistency. That's not just going to the gym regularly, it's building your habits, priorities, routine, and how you show up on a regular basis so you can create the foundation for the rest of your adult life, knowing how to adapt your routine and priorities and habits based on what chapter you're in your adult life. The third pillar is control. And this one is big because so much of the stress and anxiety you feel on a daily basis comes from trying to control things that are completely out of your hands. This pillar is about getting really honest with yourself, about what you actually have power over and taking action from that place, then learning to release the rest. Remember, you only have control over yourself, your actions, and what you do about them. Pillar 4 is connect. This is connecting with yourself. So those pesky little thoughts and beliefs telling you can't do something or have something, like having friends, landing a job that you actually like, or starting a business. And this is also connecting with the people around you, your family, friends, relationships, building up your professional network, while knowing that the people you are choosing to surround yourself with are there to help you achieve the goals you are originally setting out on. Then we have communicate. This is being your own advocate and speaking up for yourself, learning how to communicate effectively and across different modalities, how to have hard conversations, negotiate salary, build relationships, ask for what you need, etc., etc. And finally, we have confidence. Confidence in who you are, the direction you're taking your life, and the decisions you're making along the way. Not the fake it till you make it kind of confidence, but the kind that comes from actually doing the work and seeing yourself show up differently as a result. That is the Own Your Life system, designed for 20-somethings by a 20-something that results in you being a fully functioning adult with their shit together and creating a life that is truly yours. Not your mom's, not your friends, not society's, yours. And it's also designed for the 20 and 30-somethings trying to leave their full-time job in the next 1 to 2 years. Not many things are actually life-changing. This is. So, to bring it all together, if you are someone who has felt a little confused about what coaching is, or if it's the right decision for you to explore, then I hope I just gave you a bunch of clarity. Whether you saw yourself in one of the signs I mentioned, feel like my system spoke to you, or heard a unique coaching specialization that spoke to you, take it all as a sign. That coaching isn't just for someone who is broken or disaster. It's for someone who wants more for themselves and isn't quite sure how to make it happen, or wants to expedite the process to get there. And if you think you and I would be a good fit, then go ahead and click the Let's Chat link in the show notes so we can get to talking, or so I can at least point you in the right direction. All I want is for you to rock the shit out of your life. And if I can be that person to help you do so, then great. And if it's someone else, then that's also great. I just don't think you should have to try and figure it out all on your own. So, if you liked what you heard, learned something new, or know someone who could benefit by listening to this episode, or even this whole podcast, then please share it, give it a 5-star rating, post it to your story, send it to a friend, just do something to help me reach all the 20-somethings in this world navigating the most confusing decade of their life. And as always, I can't wait to be in your headphones again next week with another brand new episode.